Have you ever noticed how society quietly teaches people to fear certain birthdays? At 18, you're told your life is about to begin. At 21, you're told the world belongs to you. At 25, you're expected to be finding your direction. But somewhere around 30, the tone changes. People stop asking what you want to become. They start asking what happened. Where's the house? Where's the marriage? Where's the dream career? Where's the success everyone promised? And suddenly, men who spent years feeling young begin feeling late. That is the hidden panic of 30, not old age. Comparison. The feeling that life is moving faster than you are. Social media pours fuel on the fire. Every scroll becomes evidence that someone younger is making more money, driving a better car, building a bigger company, or living a more exciting life. Most men begin measuring themselves against other people's highlight reels, and the result is predictable. Pressure, anxiety, desperation, poor decisions. The man who races against everyone eventually forgets where he was trying to go. 1. Why society convinced men that life is a sprint so they would never discover the power of playing the long game. One of the most dangerous lies ever sold to men is the idea that life should happen quickly. Graduate quickly, get rich quickly, get married quickly, build a career quickly, become successful quickly. Everything is measured by speed. The Sigma male eventually realizes that speed and progress are not the same thing. Many men spend their 20s rushing toward milestones they never stop to question. They chase careers they don't enjoy, relationships they aren't prepared for, lifestyles they cannot sustain. Then they arrive at 30 exhausted. Not because life defeated them, because they spent years sprinting in the wrong direction. The crowd worships speed because they rarely understand endurance. 2. Why the failures that humiliated you in your 20s become the very things that make you dangerous in your 30s. Most men spend their 20s trying to avoid failure. The Sigma male eventually realizes failure is where the valuable lessons live. The breakup that shattered your confidence, the business that collapsed, the friendship that betrayed you, the opportunity that disappeared. At the time, each event feels like evidence that life is against you. Years later, those same experiences become assets, because pain forces observation, failure forces reflection, loss forces growth. Most wisdom is purchased with disappointment. The man who never failed often lacks the education reality provides. 3. Why most men waste their prime years collecting memories while Sigma males quietly build leverage. Experiences are valuable, but experiences alone do not create freedom. The modern world constantly encourages men to chase excitement. More trips, more parties, more entertainment, more distractions, more stories to post online. The Sigma male eventually notices something strange. Most of these experiences leave no lasting return. The excitement disappears, the photos get forgotten, the memories fade. But leverage compounds, skills compound, knowledge compounds, discipline compounds, investments compound, relationships with the right people compound. The crowd spends money creating memories. The wise spend time creating leverage. 4. Why the men who looked unstoppable at 25 often become stuck while late bloomers continue rising. One of the strangest realities of life is that early success can become a trap. The man who wins too early sometimes stops evolving. The athlete who dominates young assumes talent will always carry him. The entrepreneur who gets lucky mistakes luck for skill. The attractive man who receives constant attention never develops depth. The Sigma male notices that life changes its rules every decade. What works at 20 may fail at 30. What impresses people at 25 may become irrelevant at 40. The greatest enemy of growth is believing you've already arrived. 5. Why 30? Is the age when a man finally learns the difference between opportunity and distraction. One of the biggest problems in your 20s is that everything appears important. Every invitation feels valuable. Every opportunity feels urgent. Every trend feels relevant. Every relationship feels necessary. The Sigma male eventually discovers a painful truth. Most opportunities are distractions wearing better clothing. Just because something is available does not mean it deserves your attention. Just because something is exciting does not mean it is important. The quality of your life depends less on what you choose and more on what you refuse. 6. Why most men fear aging because they confuse youth with value. Modern culture worships youth. Advertisements worship youth. Entertainment worships youth. Social media worships youth. As a result, many men unconsciously believe their value declines with age. The Sigma male rejects this illusion. He understands that youth is an advantage, but capability is an asset. Youth fades, capability compounds. The man who relies only on youth eventually becomes poor. The man who develops capability becomes timeless. 7. Why the ability to remain calm while others panic becomes a superpower after 30. Life becomes heavier after 30. Responsibilities increase. Financial pressure grows. Family expectations intensify. Mistakes become more expensive. Most men respond by panicking. The Sigma male responds differently. He understands that panic never solved a single problem. Panic clouds judgment. Panic creates emotional decisions. Panic magnifies obstacles. The storm outside rarely destroys a man. The storm inside usually does. Experience teaches him something valuable. Most crises eventually pass. Most setbacks eventually become stories. Most disasters look smaller with distance. This realization creates calmness. While others react emotionally, he analyzes. While others complain, he adapts. While others freeze, he moves. The world often mistakes calmness for indifference. In reality, calmness is controlled power. And after 30, controlled power becomes one of the most valuable assets a man can possess. Because opportunities frequently appear disguised as problems. And only the calm man notices the difference. 8. Why most men spend their 20s borrowing beliefs while Sigma males spend their 30s building convictions. Most young men inherit opinions from friends, from family, from influencers, from culture, from trends. Very few actually examine them. The Sigma male eventually reaches a point where experience forces him to question everything, because reality has a way of exposing weak ideas. A borrowed belief feels strong until life demands evidence. By 30, he has experienced enough success, failure, betrayal, opportunity, and disappointment to begin thinking independently. He stops repeating popular opinions. He starts developing personal convictions. This makes him appear different from the crowd. Not because he seeks controversy, because he trusts observation more than consensus. The average person asks what everyone else thinks. The Sigma male asks what reality suggests. That distinction becomes increasingly important with age, because independent thought creates independent action, and independent action creates uncommon results. Most men spend years following maps created by strangers. The Sigma male eventually starts drawing his own. 9. Why the real competition begins when talent stops mattering and discipline takes control. Talent creates early advantages. Discipline creates lasting ones. The problem is that many talented men never learn this lesson. They rely on natural gifts, intelligence, charm, athleticism, creativity, and for a while it works. Then life becomes more demanding. The competition becomes stronger. The standards become higher. Suddenly, talent alone is no longer enough. The world admires talent. The world rewards consistency. This is where disciplined men begin separating themselves. The Sigma male understands that repetition beats inspiration, habits beat motivation, consistency beats intensity. By 30, he no longer trusts feelings. He trusts systems. Because feelings change daily, systems continue operating. The average man waits until he feels ready. The Sigma male acts regardless. That difference compounds over years. And compounding is one of the most powerful forces in existence, not just in finance, in character, in skill, in success, and in life itself. 10. Why 30 is not the beginning of decline, but the moment a man finally starts living intentionally. Most men spend their 20s reacting to trends, reacting to opportunities, reacting to emotions, reacting to expectations. The Sigma male spends his 30s becoming intentional. For the first time, he stops asking what everyone else wants. He starts asking what actually matters. The strongest man is not the one doing everything. It is the one doing the right things. On a final note, most men panic at 30 because they believe they are running out of time. Sigma males become powerful at 30 because they finally understand how valuable time really is. The crowd sees wrinkles. The Sigma sees experience. The crowd sees missed opportunities. The Sigma sees lessons. The crowd sees pressure. The Sigma sees clarity. For years, society teaches men to fear getting older. But age itself is never the enemy. Drifting is the enemy. Wasting potential is the enemy. Living someone else's definition of success is the enemy. The tragedy is not growing old. The tragedy is growing old without becoming who you were capable of being.